Hello, this is Carrie Sparks with Empire Title, your Arizona title gal and moving with the market host here today with Brian Reeve from Neighborhood Loans here in Chandler. And we're going to talk about what can agents now in today's market, 2025 summer of, market is shifting again, some things that they could do to really look at increasing their business. I know that you are actively in a coaching program, Brian, that is really, really intense, but it works. And sometimes you have to roll your sleeves up and really get to work, especially in times like this. Agents are hungry out there. Buyers are not as many, or at least we hear that. And inventory rising, so maybe there's some more options out there for the consumers. But what would you suggest are some of the top things that a realtor today in 2025 can do to increase their production?
Yes, great question. Some statistics to start with, so you understand a little bit of the landscape of where we're at and how to get business. And yes, I am in a coaching program. I think it's probably the best coaching program out there. It's called the Core. When you look at individuals in this industry, we lost a lot of individuals, professional in this industry in '09 after the housing meltdown. I've been through 3 or 4 waves of this. I've started in '96 and I've seen it go through the years of ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. And COVID, during that time when interest rates got low, we had a large surge of people becoming real estate agents, first time real estate agents, first time loan officers. Last stat that I heard, I think in the state of Arizona, just in agents alone, you had over close to 50,000 agents.
It's still
Right.
a significant drop in a couple of years.
Right. That what and yeah, I mean at one point it was like 70,000 somewhere around there,
I think
but
we're even higher than that.
we're
Just a
at
significant amount of people have left the
yeah,
industry.
we're at 50,000. And if you did typically 7 or 8 transactions in the last year, you're usually within the top 1 or 2% of your brokerage typically. We have a lot of people that are just not writing business of the 50,000. When you look at loan officers, we had 400,000 loan officers in 2021. And this last year, we only had 75,000 loan officers. 25,000 of them wrote one or more deals in the last 12 months. And by the end of 2026, we're going to lose another 25,000. And so we're getting back to a healthier market. We are seeing some retraction. So, what do we do if we're this agent or we're this lender that are trying to figure things out when in 19 and 20 everybody was closing transactions? You go to Walmart and you'd pick up loans. You would go to Costco and pick up a listing, and you would do all of these things. And back during COVID, you would move a house 2 or 3 days on market just by putting it MLS, not by necessarily actually marketing and doing all the extra bells and
With backup
whistles and
offers,
right
no
and drone
appraisal.
footage
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so when you're listing houses, we have to go back to a lot of respect of the old school ways. We
Right.
have to rewind this back to, I want to say, late '80s, early '90s. And the things and the behaviors that we had that we did things then is almost the same thing, except for it requires a lot more work and effort and time. And so this is prospecting. It's 2 hours every single day doing certain set items on each one of these days, on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. And it's a methodical order. And so during COVID, we had a lot of people enter into the market because whenever we see our industry rise, we also see social media marketing. We also see marketing firms rise and start to make a lot more money. And then they're using these as ways to help people make more money. But when we see retraction, these marketing companies double up. So they get more people to buy leads, do more things, put in. You start to see the creation of more coaching. You start to see creation of masterminds, and you start to see creation of all these things that may add some value, but overall tend to be more expenditures and more distraction, right? And so I think for real estate agents is honing into who are their VIPs, the referral by referrals. Who are the people are that they are interacting with, and what strategies are they using to get in with individuals that deal with the public on a daily basis, instead of calling leads that they may buy, calling lists that they may buy. Go to Mastermind where everybody's trying to trade business from each other. Like I think there is some good to masterminds, but I don't think it yields a lot of results in terms of building business, right? We want to be dealing with individuals who are doctor's office, pest control people, commercial building owners, divorce attorneys, probate attorneys, all of these things. And these are the people that we deal with that is actually going to keep the professionals afloat during this market correction.
And creating relationships with those people. Trust,
Absolutely.
honesty,
Absolutely.
respect. That's some of the pieces that seem to kind of like not really get plugged in heavily into that, but really get to know the people that you're working with and around.
When I look at business and what I want to do, I mean, the strategy that I use in my business alone is other people's money. And so I feel that instead of extracting a lead or extracting something out of somebody, I have to add value first. I have to make a deposit before I can make a withdrawal. And in terms of that is I have to figure out a way to help you make more money by coaching you and helping you get more business and helping you get to the next level. And if I can do that, then by default, because I'm caring about your money, I'm caring about what you're doing, by default, referrals will come back my way. And that's just the laws of attraction of working in business. And so when real estate agents can go into a doctor's office, they can go into areas like this, set up employee purchase programs, give discounts to their employees for listing fees or for buying fees as an employee purchase program. These types of things are what is used to get into these types of businesses, other than bottles of water and business cards, right?
There's one thing that's going on in the market right now that I'm seeing that maybe you can give some pointers on, is I'm seeing a lot of sellers in one market from the past, and I'm seeing buyers in a different market. They don't seem like they're interacting in the same exact market, meaning somebody's looking for, I want the highest and best, and someone's going, I want a different interest rate, but that's not something that's available right now. They're not in the same market, and I see agents going out and overpricing homes to almost like as a teaser price, and then sure, we'll go ahead and bring that number down to something that we can get sold. And of course, the news media reports on all the price reductions, but how much of it was actually priced to just list it and not pricing it to sell it?
So I think there's many different strategies that people are using right now to attract buyers, especially from a listing perspective. In most real estate transactions, most people don't realize this, but actually the buyer's agent, last statistic I heard was like 82 or 83% of all transactions, the responsible party who actually sells the house is the buyer's agent.
Interesting.
It's not the listing agent. And so the listing agent, when we're getting listings, they're coming up with creative ways to market properties. This could be things through 2-1 buy downs and seller concessions. It could be forwards. It could be, that's more in the new build arena. And so we're seeing heavy competition between resales and new builds. And the main reason is because new builds have a place in this market because inventory is short. And so with forward commitments and the profit margins that are in new builds, we're seeing a lot of resellers lose business to new builds. And it makes it harder for a listing agent to move a property in situations like this when these incentives are given away for closing costs and forwards, and they're getting 3.5%-4% interest rates on new construction. So when it comes to the news, marketing, and giving indications, like we've seen podcasts in the past where people have said, oh my gosh, foreclosures are up 500%. Well, the number that they were predicting was 500% off of a year where there was virtually no foreclosures, right? It wasn't even close to the mark of what foreclosures are in a healthy market for Maricopa County, right?
Right.
So a lot of the news media is we're in an environment of shares, likes, and clicks. And so whatever catches people's eyes and attention, you have to almost ask, where's the source? Where are you getting this data from? Where are you hearing this? What is the credibility behind it? because right now it's just about attracting attention and attracting movement. And unfortunately, being in this industry, real estate and lending, I would say probably 75 to almost 80%, of course, all statistics are made up on site, but 75 to 80% of all the news stuff that I see out there, I could poke holes in the credibility of it or whether it's one-sided or not, depending on whoever their target audience is.
Isn't it true that you do coach some real estate agent
Yes.
professionals? Would you be open to hearing from more people if
Absolutely.
have a meeting,
Absolutely.
set up a meeting with you, find out if you're a good fit for one another, maybe seeing how to get them involved in some of the coaching that you do here at Neighborhood Loans for your
Absolutely.
agents, and really help them push through this market and increase their production to, of course, what their goals are, but put all that on the table and go, okay, this is where I want to be, and here's all the work I need to put into it, because you do need to do the work. Just like I mentioned, you got to roll your sleeves up right now. You got to have the right team around you that you trust, respect, you can count on to answer those phone calls, answer those text messages and emails. Somebody who really creates a team around the realtor. So important right now. Well, thank you for joining me today, Brian. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm Carrie Sparks with Empire Title, your Arizona title gal, moving with the market host, here with Brian Reeve from Neighborhood Loans here in Chandler.
Thank you. Brian Reeve, branch manager, Neighborhood Loans, 602-741-4801. Thank you.